Hey fight fans, welcome back to the Fight Book. This is the Indian accent guy back again to keep you updated with the upcoming fights scheduled. Today we have 6 fight announcements in the UFC and 2 in the boxing world. So without wasting any time, let's start the video and start it from UFC Vegas 112 card on December 13th, headlined by Royval versus Manel Kape. A women's strawweight bout is added, which is between top 10 ranked opponents. Number 7 ranked Yasmin Lucendo, who just defended her spot in her last fight against Angela Hill via unanimous decision, as previously she was coming off a loss to Amanda Lemos. She is 5-1 in her last 6 UFC fights. Still, she is not getting a higher ranked opponent, and instead she will again be defending her spot against number 10 ranked Jillian Robertson, who is on a 5-fight win streak under the UFC and winner of 8 fights out of her last 9. She is currently coming off a win over Marina Rodriguez in May via round 2 TKO. The second fight is a bantamweight bout between two losers, which is added on November 22nd, UFC Doha, Qatar. Felipe Lima and Daniel Marcos will collide each other to get back into the win column. Both were hot prospects, but then they both lost their last fights. Felipe Lima, after winning 2 big fights in the UFC, is now coming off a loss to Peyton Talbot, and Daniel Marcos is also coming off his first professional loss to Montel Jackson after starting his UFC career with 4 straight wins. Anyway, the next fight is a lightweight bout, and this is also between losers who will be fighting to get back into the win column. Mateusz Rebecki, who is coming off back-to-back fight of the night performances, first a split decision win against Oral Boy and then a unanimous decision loss to Chris Duncan. He will be now taking on Ludovic Klein, whose 7-fight unbeaten streak was broken by Mateusz Gamrot in May. Then 2 fights are added on UFC Vancouver card in Canada on October 18th, headlined by Hernandez versus De Ridder. And these 2 fights are also between losers. One is a lightweight bout where Canada's own Kyle Nelson, whose 4-fight unbeaten streak was broken in September 2024 when Steve Garcia knocked him out in round 1, and he will be now taking on Matt Favola, who is riding a 2-fight losing streak from Benoit Saint-Denis and Faris Ziam. The second one is a bantamweight bout between Cody Gibson and Arichi Lang. Gibson is coming off a loss to Damon Blackshear, while Arichi Lang is coming off a loss to Raul Rosas Jr. Then lastly, you already know that Tom Nolan's opponent had pulled out, and I have already told you that it is probably Charlie Campbell who will be the replacement opponent, and now it is confirmed. Charlie Campbell is indeed Tom Nolan's opponent for UFC Perth September 27th card, and currently this fight is placed as the main card opener. Campbell is 2-0 in the UFC via unanimous decision, while Nolan is on a 3-fight win streak. And these were all the fights officially announced in the UFC. Other than these fight announcements, there are some other fight updates. First one from tonight's card, as you already know that Lozine Kieta had missed his weight last night, and his fight against Patricio Pitbull was off. Now the news is that Lozine Kieta is cut from the UFC. Yes, he is released from the UFC before even joining the roster. Then the next weekend's Noshi UFC 3 cards bout order is complete. As you can see on your screen, Suarez versus Lemos, number 2 rank versus number 4 ranked strawweight, is still buried in the prelims. Then UFC 320's prelims bout order is also revealed. Band cards bout order had already been revealed, and now after the prelims bout order, the card is complete and it looks good. Anyway, the other news from the UFC is from the UFC White House card. We have more details from the UFC White House card. According to the reports, the octagon could be set up on the South Lawn with fighters warming up inside the White House. Weigh-ins are expected at the Lincoln Memorial a day before fight night, while fan events, fireworks, and light shows are planned across the National Mall. Fighters like Jon Jones and Conor McGregor have expressed their interest, and UFC President Dana White is committed despite logistical challenges. After these reports, Conor McGregor once again reminds us that he will be returning in June 2026 at the UFC White House event, because these reports says that previously planned for July 4th, the UFC White House card will now take place in June instead. Anyway, if we talk about the boxing fight announcements, former title challenger Adrian Bonner, who is coming off a unanimous decision loss to Blair Cobbs in June 2024, is coming back in the ring on November 8th in Oklahoma, United States, and he will be taking on Haskell Rhodes, who just broke his 2-fight losing streak last month in a showcase bout. Then for November 13th, Eye of the Tiger management announced their card in Montreal, Canada, and it will be headlined by a super middleweight bout between Stephen Butler and Eric Bazinian. This fight is booked for the third time this year. Stephen Butler is a former title challenger coming off back-to-back knockout wins after losing to Petros Volny last year, while Armenian Canadian Eric Bazinian is currently coming off a loss to Jaime Munguia. And other than these official fight announcements, there is a report from a big lightweight fight. IBF lightweight champion Raymond Murtala must face his mandatory challenger Andy Cruz by February 10, 2026 as per IBF ruling. Murtala had rejected a Cruz fight in November, and he is now reportedly in talks to face Floyd Sheffield Jr. But now if it doesn't take Cruz fight, he will have to vacate his belt. Moreover, Bash Promotions have won the purse bids for Badao Jack versus Noel Mikhailian 2 with a bid of 301k, outbidding Don King Promotions. And that's all in the fight world. Now you are again completely up to date with the upcoming fight schedule. If you want to stay updated with all the fight announcements, stay subscribed, show your support by liking this video and sharing your feedback in the comment section, because that is important. And if you have already done it, then do whatever you want.